Hello everyone. Good morning. How are you all doing? Hope we're doing okay. Good morning, my dear parents and my wonderful pupils. Welcome to another online learning. Today we'll be looking at our creative writing. The topic writing activities. Yes, basically today we just want to write. We want to look at, how we can write better. Our objectives at the end of the lesson, we hope that pupils should be able to write creative sentences. Yes, not just writing any sentence at the top of your heart, but creative sentences. And we hope to develop, that pupils will develop their sentences by answering WH questions. So we'll be looking at some WH questions. Now, what resources we'll be making use of? Various pictures and excerpt writing tasks, and also our creative writing textbook 1. Now, sorry for that. What is happening? Okay. So, quick question. When was the last time you wrote in your journal? I want you to be honest. Don't tell lie. I remember towards the end of last term, I encouraged us to begin to really practice our writing skills. And one of the things I encouraged or introduced then was the use of our journal. And many of us actually got those journals and began to work on it. But I don't know how many still write in it. This is the time where you need to start putting down your experience, putting down everything that you do at home, putting down the little ideas that you have in your journal. Now, what can you see on the next slide? That was a mistake. What can you see on the next slide? I'll be showing you another slide now. What can you see? Yes, I know the typical answer would be a lamp. But you know that that's the wrong answer to the question, because like I always say, when you want to write a sentence, please, or when you're answering a question, answer the question properly. What can you see? So I would expect that if you have realized that your answer the first time of a lamp was wrong, you say, I can see a lamp, right? Now let's really look at the lamp. What really can you see? Can you really describe what you see? So, what kind of lamp can you see? I can see a yellow lamp standing on something. What can you see? So you see that sometimes when you're making sentences, when you're looking at pictures, you have to really look at it, really describe it. So if you were me, because I know you're not me, but I know you're getting there, you'd say, I can see a yellow lamp or I can see a yellow lamp that is turned on, or I can see a yellow lamp with a gray stand. The color of the stand is gray. So if this lamp was standing on something before, you could actually, maybe the lamp was standing on a table, you'd say, I can see a yellow lamp with a gray stand on a table. So your ability to express what you see and describe it creatively gives your writing beauty, makes your writing fun and more interesting. Now let's look at this picture. This is a picture of a child's book, a child like you writing. So look at the way she grew her sentence. Let's look. So what? Can you see the first WH question? What? I waited in line. That's what she wants to say. What exactly do you want to say? I waited in line. Now look at the way she grew the sentence by attaching an adjective, describing words, adjectives, describing words, adjectives. She attached an adjective. So now it's no longer I waited in a line. It's now I waited in a lengthy line. So lengthy is a synonym for long. Long. So instead of saying I waited in a long line, I could say I waited in a lengthy line. What if my own line was not lengthy? Maybe the line that I waited in was short. So I could say I waited in a short line. She has grown the sentence by a word. Now she's asking another or answering another WH question, which is when. When did you wait in line? And she answered by adding 2 more words, thereby growing her sentence. Last night, I waited in a lengthy line. So if I didn't wait last night, I waited last week. I would say last week, I waited in a short line. Can you see what I'm saying? The sentence is growing. You're making it more creative by answering WH questions. The next question to answer, where? Last night at Walmart, I waited in a lengthy line. Now, we don't have Walmart in Nigeria, but we have ShopRite. Yeah, we have ShopRite. And we have the Bigs. We have Domino's Pizza. So instead of me saying last night at Walmart, I'll say, because this is me answering now, last week at ShopRite, I waited in a short line. Can you see that my sentence is being more creative? Can you see that my sentence is growing? That's the idea. Now, how did you wait? Last night at Walmart, I'm looking at what we have here now. Last night at Walmart, I waited impatiently in a lengthy line. So I'm going to answer now. Last week at ShopRite, I waited tirelessly, or I waited so long, or I waited for a long time at ShopRite, or I waited for a long time in a very short line. Can you see that my sentence is growing? I'm just giving you an idea that when you want to make creative sentences, you have to answer WH questions, and you have to really think about the what, the why, the where, and how. Now the last question, why? Why did you have to wait so long? So here she said and ended her statement by saying, last night at Walmart, I waited impatiently in a lengthy line because only one register was open for the entire store. So I want to now express my own experience and say, last week at ShopRite, I waited in a long line for so long because there was only one cashier at the desk. So can you see that I've been able to make my sentence from very short to very long? Now let's look at another example now. What can you see? Let's give it another try. What can you see on the screen in front of you? So typically you say, I can see a clock. Now, what kind of clock can you see? Can you really describe the clock you can see? So you'd say, or you might say, I can see an orange clock. An orange clock with a tripod stand. Tripod means 3. So the clock is standing on a 3-legged stand. So that's tripod. I can see a clock. I can see an orange clock on a tripod stand. What else can you see? I can see an orange clock on a tripod stand pointing at 8 o'clock. Or simply say at 8 o'clock. I can even make it more interesting by adding details and say, I can see an orange clock on a tripod stand at 8 o'clock, reminding me that it's time to get up. Can you see how I am making a creative sentence? So when you're making a creative sentence, you have to add details. You have to answer WH questions. What? WH questions are the question words that begin with WH. That's what, when, why, who. And there's another question that's not really a WH question, but it's always added. That's how. So can you see the way I was able to build my sentence and grow it from very small to very long? Writing is actually fun, yes. And why or how can you make your writing fun? Read a lot. Always read books. Read everything you come across. Notebooks, textbook, information books, story books, articles, magazines, anything at all that you can find as a book. Read, and read. Keep reading. Learn new words. Make your writing fun. That's why I always encourage you that when you're writing in your journal, you should have a coloring pencil. You can see this person. She's making use of very beautiful colored pens. And that's what made her writing so beautiful. You can see the way she uses different colors of pen to highlight the different ideas that she added to her sentence. So when you're writing, make it fun. Don't make it boring. Use colored pencil. Use your crayon. You can use your pencil color. That's why I said, you can get some of these things to make your writing interesting. Be creative. Don't just write. You can add pictures to your writing. So I want to write a short story. I can draw pictures to make my story interesting. Use interesting words. That's why I always tell you, use synonyms. Replace the common words with their synonyms. Sorry for this. Replace the common words with their synonyms. So yes, you saw that instead of this person to write long line, the person wrote lengthy. Lengthy is a synonym for long. So if I don't want to make my writing boring, I can make it interesting by using synonyms. Answer all the WH questions. Yes. I saw a cat. What kind of cat? I saw a black cat. What was it doing? I saw a black cat climbing on a fence. Where? I saw a black cat climbing on a fence in the backyard. How? I saw a black cat climbing on a fence in the backyard because it was trying to get to its home. So, or how? I saw a black cat climbing on a fence in the backyard very fast. So you can make your sentences creative. Add pictures. You want to write about two boys, or you want to write about your day. Try to add pictures. My day was fun. I played with my bicycle. Draw your bicycle any way you can. These are ways to make your writing interesting. And lastly, use punctuation. Remember to write with swag. And what is swag again? S starts your S, start your sentences with a capital. W, write nicely. A space between words. And G, give punctuations. So remember to write with swag. And evaluation, describe this picture creatively. So now I'm expecting you to write and describe the picture. So you're giving me a write up, a very interesting one. I want you to make it as interesting as you can. Describe the picture creatively. Make a sentence out of this picture. I can give you a clue. Start with, this is an apple. So you want to make it more interesting by adding details. What kind of apple? What kind of apple? How does it look? What can you really see? So describe it creatively by writing it out and showing me. I want to see it. And our study task will be from our creative writing book 1, page 29. You have to complete the sentences correctly by describing the picture. So this is what the page should look like. Mommy and Daddy will go get your creative writing textbook so that you'll be able to make use of it. And feel free, this assignment is not due until Saturday. So take your time. Make sure you write your sentences correctly. So we have number 1. Kim has drawn a what? You can see the picture number 1. A snake. So I'm not just going to say a snake. You can make it interesting. Kim has drawn a green or a long snake. Does the snake not look long? You can even color it and make it more interesting. Say Kim has drawn a long green snake. Add as many describing words as you can. Make it interesting, make it fun, and make it colorful. Basically, that's what the task is about. And that's it. So writing is really fun. Writing is very important and very interesting. When you know how to read, you'll be able to write. And when you're able to write, you'll be able to communicate your ideas very, very well. So writing is interesting. I want you all to do this, and I want to see confirmations just to see how we are doing. I don't want you to get tired of writing. Keep writing in your journal. Okay? So that's the end of this lesson. Do have a beautiful day ahead. Keep staying safe. Do not play away your time. Thank you. Have a lovely day.